I call the member for Maitland.
Thank you, Mr Acting Speaker. My question is to the Premier. The allegations of misleading and deceptive conduct from the VAC Group follows legal action by Dasan over compulsory acquisition and 23 contractors being left stranded after working on an RMS job on the Pacific Highway. When will you stop punishing small businesses for your mistakes?
Order. Order. The Premier doesn't need any help. Order. The member for Clarence and the member for Hunter.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I thank the member for Maitland for the question and notice that she's getting a rather healthy share of questions, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. But, Mr Deputy Speaker...
Bankstown, I remind you, you're on 3 calls. You're on 6
Mr Deputy
probably.
Speaker, given her question related to our government's response to small business, I'm more than happy to talk about our record in supporting small businesses across this state. First and foremost, across the state. Newcastle's in New South Wales. Across New South Wales. Newcastle is in New South Wales. In fact, what we're doing in New South Wales and Newcastle is investing in billions in infrastructure you never did. That is creating jobs. You go and ask any young person in Newcastle and they're really pleased about the jobs we're creating, the small businesses that are thriving in Newcastle.
Premier, Port Stephens, you're on 3 calls. Member for Hornsby. Member for Hornsby, you're on a call. I call the member for Maitland.
Mr Deputy Speaker, the question is around what the Premier is doing when she's blaming small businesses.
Sorry, what was your point of
74, she's being argumentative on this issue. It's about how her government has failed small businesses.
I think the Premier responded to some interjections.
But
I'm sure the Premier is coming back to the question.
Mr Deputy Speaker.
The member for Newcastle, you're on a call.
Mr Deputy Speaker, very few things give me more satisfaction when I talk
Newcastle, you're on 2 calls. You're right.
Very few things give me more inspiration than when I travel the length and breadth of New South Wales, including Newcastle, and speak to small businesses who are buoyed by our infrastructure investment, because what that is doing is spurring on private investment. In fact, since we've been in government, and I know the member for Newcastle and I know those opposite can't handle this, but business confidence in New South Wales has never been higher. Business investment in New South Wales has never been higher. And Mr Deputy Speaker, in the last two budgets, I am proud to say the New South Wales Liberals and Nationals have slashed $2 billion worth of taxes that were imposing burdens on small business. We've removed transfer duties on non-real transfers between businesses. I'm not sure if any of you understand what that is, but we reduced... Yeah, Camper, I reckon would. He's probably the only one over there that understands what that is. Camper's a real Liberal. He gets it. Camper should be on the front bench. He gets small business.
Premier, I don't think that was in the question.
Mr Speaker, it's 129. We understand the mechanisms that the government's put in place to help in acquisitions and mergers of big business. We're asking about what they're doing for small business.
All right.
Yeah, we're turning them into big businesses.
And I'm sure the Premier's... Order.
And as I said, those opposite can't handle the truth that we have slashed taxes and charges imposed on small business to the tune of at least $2 billion. We've also increased the threshold to payroll tax, and we're looking at further opportunities, Mr Deputy Speaker, to support small business, because we appreciate small business is hiring, small business is employing, small business is helping our economy not only be the strongest in the nation, but the strongest in the region. In fact, New South Wales is growing faster than 27 OECD nations, and that is in no small part to the efforts of the small business community. I want to take this opportunity to thank all those small businesses who
Maitland,
support
you're on
us,
call.
whether it's in infrastructure delivering services or it's providing our citizens with the support they need, and we will continue to support small businesses in return. And Mr Deputy Speaker, this question asked by the member for Maitland allowed me to recall that when the Labor Party was in office, they introduced 26 different taxes and charges, including those on small business.
Right history.
Right? They want to forget all that. Remember,
Right history.
they brought in the tax, they increased the club tax, they increased the pub tax, they increased the parking space levy, they brought in the land tax space. Vendor duty, remember that? You had to pay stamp duty and vendor duty. Remember that one?
Member's time has expired. Premier's time has expired.
That's a shame.
I call the member for Halsworthy.
Delivering quality education for Western Sydney.
Look,
Order. Newcastle, I wouldn't be saying anything if I was you. You're already on 6 calls.